From the Germantown campus of Montgomery College, it's NJCAA College Baseball with the Montgomery College Raptors welcoming the Owls from Prince George's Community College. I'm Michael Brown alongside Joe Thompson. And Joe, I can't believe I'm about to say this because the season is so young, but good grief, today's doubleheader has serious postseason implications.
Oh, you're absolutely correct. We are only about 15 games into the season so far, but these two games today are going to have a serious bearing on May's Region 20 tournament. Now, there are only 6 teams in the region, and each team, they only play each other twice in the regular season, so every game is key. The Raptors right now are 2-0 in region play. Prince George's, they're 1-1. If either one of these teams can sweep this doubleheader, they will have the absolute catbird seat when it comes to top seeding in the Region 20 tournament.
And of course, you win the region, you go on to districts. You win the districts, you go to the World Series, while the rest of the teams in your district and your region are going home. And let's be honest, Joe, there is no love lost between these two teams today. This is a legitimate and long-standing rivalry. And like you said, if either team should sweep today, it's going to be huge.
Yeah, and the Owls last year got the best of the Raptors. They swept the regular season, and they were able to defeat the Raptors in the clinching game for the Region 20 tournament title. So this game means a huge amount in terms of that seeding going into the tournament coming up.
Now, turning to today's game, on paper anyway, it looks like your classic good hitting versus good pitching matchup. Now, again, it's early in the season, but PG so far looks like the better hitting team, while on the mound, the Raptors have much better numbers. And MC head coach Dan Rasher, he's been happy with what he's seen out of his young pitchers so far this season.
I think 3 guys have stepped to the front or to be starters, and I'm very happy with that. Dwyer, Hovermill, and Clapper. Clayton's coming into his own. He's 3-0 now as a pitcher. He's starting to really throw the ball well, and that's kind of what we're hoping for. He's growing a little bit. And then we've got another guy who we've kind of put, Matt Dow, who we put in some tough situations so far. He went against Hartford. He also pitched against Olney Central, who won 40 games last year. And he's competed big time. I also like Jamil in the middle coming, and I like Daly at the back end. So yeah, we knew that, you know, obviously pitching makes your team go, but I think that we are pleased right now with our progress with those, and the other guys are, you know, learning and getting better.
So, Michael, Coach Rasher has every reason to be happy with the way his pitchers have thrown this season. They're off to a really solid start. So far, they have an ERA of 5.87. They've only given up 2 home runs this season. Prince George's, on the other hand, they struggle a little bit more. They've got an ERA of 7.4. They've given up 10 homers in 17 games. But the Raptors need to be on their A game today, pitching-wise, because Prince George's comes into this game hitting a whopping .364 with 9 home runs in 17 games. The Raptors, on the other hand, they've been a little bit of an early season slump. They're hitting .264, and they're, you know, still working their way through the things. So it's really going to be about whether the pitching of the Raptors can defeat the hitting of the Owls.
Yeah, we're going to see if that old baseball maxim that good pitching usually beats good hitting holds true today. But folks, regardless, I know it's early in the season. This is a big doubleheader for both of these teams. Game 1 is just about set to start. We're coming right back with the starting lineups. You're watching Raptors baseball on MCTV.
Interested in career success? Get to Montgomery College and we'll get you going. You can earn an associate's degree in only 2 years. With 3 campuses, award-winning faculty, and multiple online learning opportunities, Montgomery College will empower you to set your course and succeed. Want to pursue a bachelor's degree? If you start at MC, you can save 1/3 on total tuition costs of a 4-year program. Apply today.
And welcome back to the Germantown campus of Montgomery College. Michael Brown alongside Joe Thompson. We're just about set to get underway. Let's take a quick look at the Prince George's lineups. And, Joe, a couple of names pop right out.
Absolutely. Batting third is Beto. He's a guy who's got a lot of power in their lineup. He's also a high average hitter. He's hitting 500 so far in the 7 games. He was injured earlier, and now he's back and hitting the ball really hard. Also, Josh Pietrandrea, he's another masher on their squad. They can really hit the ball, put the bat on the ball, and it goes pretty far.
And the head coach for Prince George's is Dave Foster. He's in his 7th year at PG. His assistants are James Williams and Joe Willis.
And for the Raptors, their starting pitcher in Game 1 is Clayton Dwyer. He comes into the game with a record of 4-0 and an ERA of 3.28.
And let's take a quick look at the defensive setup for the Raptors. And a lot of new names out there. Sullivan in center field, excellent center fielder. Austin Grass at catcher, key role today because PG likes to run.
Absolutely, and they're going to have to do a good job of holding people on if they get on.
And we're underway. First pitch of the game is a strike. Our umpires for today's game behind home plate, we've got Dave Lawrence, and out on the base paths, we've got Tim Oscarmeyer. So
looks like Clayton Dwyer's coming out, firing away. He's throwing his nice fastball there. Coming out with a lot of adrenaline in this game. He knows it's a big rivalry game and it's an important game in the region standings.
And he's facing Austin Adams, sophomore outfielder, hitting .347 for the year. And he lofts one out to left field for the easy out.
Dwyer right there, he used his fastball, he got ahead of the count right there, and then he goes a little off-speed pitch. He's got a little curve ball right there, the 1-7 curve. You can see right here, sets him up with the fastballs and gives him a little off-speed. Gets out in front of it, but under it, and easy can of corn out there in left field.
For Darren Preble. There's a ground ball to third base. Plenty of time for the out. So 2 quick outs there, as Tommy Petrosino grounds out to third base. 2 up, 2 down, and that brings up the guy you were just talking about, Beto.
Yeah, that was a nice little ground out right there. That fastball that Dwyer threw tailed in toward the batter's fist. And he got him on the fist and got him to ground out to third.
Beto was a big part of their team last year. Of course, they upended the Raptors in the Region 20 tournament.
Beto is somebody you need to really watch out for. He's already got 3 home runs on the year. So you can see Dwyer's being very careful, make sure he doesn't groove one to this guy.
3 home runs in 7 games. He's been hampered by a hamstring injury, but apparently he's fully healthy because he pitched the other day against Cecil.
And he threw a complete game.
And that's outside, trying to get him to fish. So it's a full count, 2 outs, nobody on. Top of the first inning, coming to you from the Germantown campus of Montgomery College. There's a ground ball to second base. Easy play. 1-2-3 inning for Clayton Dwyer and the Raptors.
That was a good quick start right there. Get the beginning of the lineup down 1-2-3. Pretty easy. That's exactly what they want to start the game with, get their confidence going into their bottom half of the evening.
And as the Raptors get ready for their first at-bat, earlier this week I talked to MC head coach about what he expected out of his offense this season.
Hitting is, it's kind of weird with us right now. We've got a lot of guys up here and a lot of guys down here and nothing in the middle. So we've got 4 or 5 guys that are, leading the team over 300. And then we've got some guys down by, 100. So what we got to do, we got to get the lower up a little bit. That's our goal. I mean, we have guys that can hit it out, Burgess and Marte. But for the most part, we have singles hitters and they can bunt and run and that's kind of how we're going to play it.
And let's take a look now at the Raptors batting order. As Coach Rasher said, not a lot of power. They've been in a bit of a slump, as we said earlier, but a couple of guys really do stand out, Joe.
Absolutely. Batting second is Rayo Fabre. He's leading the team with a .435 batting average, really doing a good job driving in runs. And Austin Grass is also a guy that is doing a good job for them. He's got 10 runs scored and hitting .302. So they've got a couple guys in there that can hit. The rest of the guys are slow starting this year.
And, of course, the head coach of the Raptors is Dan Rasher. He's in his 13th season here. His assistants are John Silk, Andy Hoy, Bob O'Connor, Justin Key-Before, and Sam Bender. And what a record he's had, Joe.
Absolutely. He's been here almost 13 seasons. He's had a winning season in every year except one. And he's taken the Raptors to the D3 World Series 9 times in 12 seasons.
And let's take a look at the defensive set for Prince George's. Beto, who made the final out there. You see him out in left field. A lot of new names out there for the Owls this year.
Absolutely. They got a lot of players who are very util. They can play in a lot of different places. Toe has played third base, second base. Not second base. He played third. He's played shortstop. He's played center field. Now he's in left. They got a lot of guys who play a lot of different places. They're very versatile.
So we're all set to get underway here in the bottom half of the first inning. Leading off for the Raptors is number 7, Sean Sullivan. And, of course, there's a look at the starting pitcher for Prince George's, Dylan Irizarry.
Yeah, Irizarry is 0-0 on the season. It's his first start of the year. He's got an ERA of 3.68, but he is a strikeout artist. He averages 12 strikeouts per 9 innings.
Which is really saying something. Big guy, stands tall on the mound. And that's a ball, 1 strike.
That might have been an adrenaline ball right there. He kind of overthrew that one right into the dirt. I'm sure it'll get it straightened out, but again, a rivalry game and get that blood pumping.
Sean Sullivan is a transfer from Frederick Community College. Leadoff guy, your classic table setter, Joe.
Oh, absolutely. Sullivan's very patient at the plate right there. He's averaging 368. Gets on base a lot too. Nearly half the time he comes to the plate.
And he takes strike 2. Full count now on the leadoff hitter.
Irizarry came back from an 0-2 count. Or sorry, a 2-0 count. And now made it full.
And he walked him. So he walks the leadoff hitter.
Again, Sullivan with the patience at the plate. Irizarry threw a nice little 12-6 curveball right there, trying to get him with the off speed, thinking he was going to challenge him with the fastball. But Sullivan was able to lay off of it.
That brings up Rayo Fabre, who Dan Rasher calls the best hitter on the team.
Fabre comes into the game, again, hitting .435. He's got 20 hits, driven in 16 runs on the season. And I guess still meeting on the mound right now. Petrosino is coming in to give a little pep talk to Irizarry, get him to calm down and pitch the way that he knows his pitcher can do.
Fabre is a freshman out of Clarksburg High School. And for a freshman to be looked at as the best hitter on the team, that's kind of unusual for a Dan Rasher team. There goes Sullivan. And looks like he's going to be in there, and he is.
Yeah. The Owls have not been very good this year in keeping people from running against them. They got Styles about the 29th steal against them, against only 3 caught stealing.
Jake Brewer is their catcher. And that's a ball. 2 balls, 1 strike. We're in the top of the first inning. We've got a doubleheader for you. Raptors versus Owls, so a couple of avian enemies.
I like that. We see here at MCTV, we don't just give you the athletics. We give you the intelligence of the zoology department as well.
And he's full now to the second straight hitter. Sullivan at second, nobody out. And Fabre at the plate.
Fabre steps out, taking his time, making sure he's ready for the next pitch. Trying to drive in a run here.
Comes the pitch. It's up high. You've lost him.
That was a pretty nice little slurve right there, a little sliding curveball right there. It was a little bit high. Very close though.
So he walks the first 2 batters. That was close.
That was very close.
Walks the first 2 batters of the inning, and that brings up Will Burgess with 2 on, nobody out. Bottom of the first. Irizarry in trouble. Curveball.
Yeah, that was a nice little, again, one of those slurs, a sliding curveball right there. It drops just before it reaches the plate, and it's really hard to resist.
And that one's outside, and both runners advance. That's a steal, and that's a steal off of Irizarry.
Oh, absolutely. That's the runner Sullivan had probably about 3 or 4 steps before the ball ever came out of Irizarry's hand. The catcher had no chance on that one.
No, Brewer made a smart move there, just holding on to the ball. There's a foul out of play. So Irizarry is ahead of Burgess. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Nobody out. 2 Raptors in scoring position.
All Burgess wants to do here is put the bat on the ball. He wants to put the ball in play right here. A strikeout doesn't help them at all, but a ball in play will likely score a run if it gets anywhere out of the infield.
Or a ball to the right side could also potentially score a run. Sullivan runs well, of course. He's the Raptors' top base stealer so far this year, along with Fabre. So you got the 2 best base runners on at the same time.
And they both improved their steal statistics just earlier in this inning.
They sure did. Both went to 5. And there's a strike 3. First base is open, so they can throw him out. And that's exactly what he didn't want to do.
Actually, Irizarry did a fantastic job right there, fooling him with the off-speed pitch right there, getting him to chase a ball that ended up dropping low in the dirt, not getting a chance to put it in play. Like I said, you wanted to put it in play, give it a chance, but if you strike out, you really don't have a chance to advance any of the runners.
And that brings up Austin Grass, the cleanup hitter.
I think Irizarry's he's battling back. He's found his slider, and I think the slider's working for him better than the fastball is right now, so he's sticking to that.
Grass hitting .302 on the season. There's a ground ball, base hit through the hole into left field. Sullivan scores. Fabre chooses to hold. Good move there.
Good decision. Cho came in, charged that ball really well, and gave a good strong throw on target toward the plate. Got cut off by the third baseman to keep the runner at first from going to second, but good piece of hitting right there and get the run coming in.
And that brings up Harold Marte, and the Raptors have memories of Harold Marte as we take a look at the RBI single there by Austin Grass, and Harold Marte is coming up, and that's a name that may not be familiar to Raptor fans, but I know it well. The Raptors know it well. He was a star last year for Prince George's, and there you see him hitting a long home run in that deciding game in the Region 20 tournament. So he starred for Prince George's last year. He transfers to Montgomery College this year. So good fortune for the Raptors to get Marte.
Yeah, absolutely. He's a good hitter. He hits for a lot of power. His average is down a little bit this year than it was before, but and he hasn't hit any home runs yet this season, but he definitely has the ability to do so, and that's what the Raptors hope he'll do for the rest of the season.
Pitch got away. That's going to be a wild pitch, and that allows Grass to move into scoring position at second base. So 2 runners on in scoring position for Marte. Yeah, last year Marte hit .376 with 10 home runs and 35 ribbies.
Yeah, he's struggling at the plate this year, but I think he'll probably bring that average up to where it was last year and help this Raptors team.
He's missed a handful of games, so that's part of what's going on here. He's played 10 out of the first 15 games for MC. So 2 on, 1 out, 1 in. And he got him on the slow stuff.
A little slow, like a little change up right there. I think Marte was expecting the fastball, got out in front, and waved right through it.
Yeah, he was ahead of that one. Here comes the pitch, and that's strike 3.
So out of the 2 outs that Irizarry's gotten so far, both of them on the by virtue of a strikeout. You see right here, and throws another off-speed pitch right there. A little curve right there. Marte was not expecting it, didn't time it right, and waves right through it.
That brings up Darren Preble, .275 hitter on the season so far. He takes a fastball high and outside. 5 ribbies, and he's got a nice opportunity here to pick up at least 1 more. Runners on second and third. Inside. Brewer keeps the ball in front of him.
Yeah, when it comes to battling against Irizarry, the main thing is being able to get the bat on the ball. Not that he's going to, help out in that respect in any way, but, he strikes out so many people. That's the main way he gets people out. But if you get the bat on the ball, you can put it in a place where you can start moving some runners around the bases.
Preble is a third-year sophomore. He redshirted last year. That was a good pitch for a strike.
Nice live fastball right there.
Coach Rasher tells me he's a good contact hitter.
Good person to have in this situation.
That's for sure. Swings right through that one. So, again, another full count. Irizarry's throwing a lot of pitches this inning.
Absolutely. And, that's good for the Raptors. They're working the count on them, making them work.
Runner on second getting a heck of a lead.
Foul ball out of play right there. Irizarry again is like working. He's struggled a little bit, but he's found his groove right now, and he's got his fastball going. He's got his changeup and his slider going now.
And he walks him, so that'll load him up, and that'll bring up Steve Clapper.
Clapper's another guy in this Raptors team. Is got a good batting average, .318 on the season. Also good on-base percentage, .483. So half the time he shows up at the plate, he's on base. This would be a good place to do the good half of that.
He's a lefty. Takes strike 1. He's also a pitcher. We may well see him in the second game. That's the rumor.
Yeah, that would be a. There's a good chance that we'll see him in the second game starting for MC.
And that just misses outside.
Looks like Irizarry thinks that he's going to be able to work the outside corner with the slider against Clapper. We'll see how that works out for him.
And that's a pop-up. That should be the third out. And a little adventurous there, but it is caught by Marquez, and that is the end of the first inning. The Raptors pick up one run, and we will be right back with the top of the second after this.
Hi, I'm Tim Kirkjian with ESPN, and you're watching Raptor Baseball on MCTV.
And welcome back. And yes, folks, that was Montgomery County's own and ESPN baseball analyst Tim Kirkjian. He spoke at the college not too long ago, and I had the pleasure of covering the event and interviewing him, Joe.
Oh, Tim Kirkjian is a legend in the baseball coverage, the baseball reporting, and you know, the TV world now with his work on ESPN. Is just like very fortunate of him to come to visit Montgomery College to speak to our community, and we thank him very much for taking the time to come do that.
He's a great guy. A lot of fun to talk to him. And boy, does he know his baseball and his history, and he can tell you story after story.
I bet so.
All right, we are all set for the top of this second inning. Of course, Dwyer's still out there for the Raptors. And leading off is number 3, Alexander Montero. Another guy with a heavy batting average there, Joe.
Yeah, 387 on his season. He's got 12 hits and 31 at-bats. Scored 9 runs. He's got 10 RBI on the season as well.
And there's a little nubber, third base. Going to be a tough play, and no way you're going to make that one. Rio Fabre held on to it. It was a swinging bunt, essentially what it was.
Yeah, pretty much. But Montero runs really, really well, and I think that's something they need to watch out for now that he's on first base, him trying to take second.
Yeah. Got to watch out there. And that brings up Abdul Mateen Bradley. He's hitting .222 for the year.
Yeah, not as much of a threat as some of his teammates so far in the season. But
there he goes. There's the pitch. And he is out.
That was...
Boy, the Raptors had that one sniffed out, and Grass just nailed him at second base.
Yeah, Grass did a great job right there making that transition. You see the leadoff going there. There's a fastball by Dwyer, a good transition, and
nice tag.
Absolute perfect throw and a great tag by Schubert at the end of it.
Boy, you couldn't ask for a better throw from Austin Grass, and what a lift that is for Clayton Dwyer. PG loves to run, and so that probably is not going to be the only time that Mr. Grass is challenged today.
Probably not, but Dwyer's going to try to keep him off bases so that they don't even get a chance.
And of course, it's not just the catcher in a stealing situation. It's the pitcher also getting the ball to the plate quickly.
Yeah, a lot of pitchers use the glide step right there instead of the full leg kick to just get that foot down so they can throw faster. That was also a fastball. Like what pitch you're running on affects that too. Fastball, you give the catcher a lot better chance of throwing out the runner than an off-speed pitch.
Well, the Raptors already have 15 caught stealings this year. That makes 16. So that brings up Josh Piandria.
Pietrangi is another guy, just a masher. 475 on the season. Hit a couple home runs, 15 RBI. He slugs really well, 775 slugging. He hits the ball and he hits it far.
He's a first baseman. He looks like a first baseman. Big guy.
Prototypical first base size. And, you know, the type of bat you want on the corner infield.
So Bradley walked, and he's at first base now. 1 out. There's a strike on the outside corner. Evens the count at 2-2.
I don't know if that little dribbler at the beginning of the inning affected Dwyer. He's been a little bit off.
Rising fastball there.
Well,
Threw it right past him.
Looks like he's back on.
Wow. He had some get up and go on that one.
That's right. He's got a good live arm right here. His fastball tends to tail back toward a right-handed batter. So that started off slightly off the plate and tailed back in over the plate. Pietrangi had to swing at that.
That brings up Naquan Holden. 2 outs now. Bradley at first via the walk.
I think Grass and Dwyer got their signals crossed up right there. I think Grass was expecting an off-speed pitch down low, and Dwyer threw a fastball high. So they had a little conference right there to make sure they're on the same page. It shows right there. Now they're on the same page. Fastball, got that strike.
Ball, 1 strike, 2 outs, 1 on. Raptors up 1-0, top of the second.
Holden backs out. Thought the battery was taking a little bit too much time making the decision, so he stepped out, getting himself reset.
And he pops him up.
Mile high.
Fabre. Ooh. And he battled the sun the whole time.
Exactly.
And the Sun won.
All right, we're at 12:32 right now, so the sun is nearly directly overhead. That ball was hit a mile high, and so the sun had everything to do with why he missed that play.
You could tell right from the start that he was struggling with it. There's not a cloud in the sky. It's what they call a high sky. And in effect, what that does is give Prince George's another life.
He's looking forward. You see his arms out to his side, meaning he doesn't really have a good beat on it. By the time he does, the ball's too close to the ground. He can't react to it fast enough.
So that brings up Jake Brewer, the catcher for Prince George's. He's a sophomore.
Yeah, Brewer's batting .333 himself. I mean, it seems like every person they send up to the plate up here is, hitting 1 for 3.
You run down their roster, there's not many guys in the 200s. You're hitting .364 as a team, as you said, as you pointed out in the pregame, Joe.
Yeah, they apparently their hitting coach is worth his weight in gold over there.
And there's a foul out of play. Coming to you on a gorgeous, clear, little crisp day here on the Germantown campus. And right now we're lucky because there's no wind. Normally this is a very windy spot. But the flag is just hanging there. It's not moving at all.
It's a beautiful day for baseball.
It is a beautiful day for baseball.
It's a nice day. Let's play 2.
Yeah, let's play 2, Ernie. Little reference there to Ernie Banks. That was his favorite saying. He loved playing baseball so much, he said, let's play 2. And we are. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on. Deuce is wild here. There's a foul right back at us.
Yeah, I would have caught that if I was like on the other side of the fence and with a glove and way over there.
There is not a lot of foul ground between home plate and where we are in the booth, right behind the plate. There's a line drive to center. That's trouble.
Oh.
Long run, can't come up with it. It's in the gap. 1 run scores. Here comes the second run. And that drop pop-up comes back to haunt the Raptors.
Yep, just another casualty of the unearned run right there. You drop a pop-up that would have ended the inning, and then you let this PG team have another life, and they'll make you pay. They have everybody up and down the lineup is a solid hitter.
So there's a check swing grounder to second. Burgess to first. And he gets out of the inning. But not before Prince George's scores 2 to take the lead. So after an inning and a half of play, the Owls lead the Raptors 2-1. And we're going to take a brief break. We'll be right back with the bottom of the second.
We know you have dreams, a great job, a better life. Career success starts at Montgomery College. MC helps you get the hands-on education you need for the job you want. And you can save up to half the cost of attending other colleges. Career success. It's in your future. Start your future now at Montgomery College.
And welcome back to the Germantown campus of Montgomery College. Getting my campuses mixed up there. And the Raptors find themselves down 2-1 in the bottom of the second inning. And leading off for Montgomery College is going to be John Palin.
John Palin's a player they've been waiting to come back. He early in the season this year, he got hit in the face with a pitch when the Raptors were down in South Carolina at a tournament. Obviously painful. No one wants to get hit in the eye with a baseball thrown at you. But he has recovered. He's back, and he's hoping to boost the offensive viability of this Raptor team.
Well, Dan Rasher told me he's a big-time hitter. Now, this is his first game back, so it might take him a little bit to get up to speed.
Could be a little bit rusty right there. And
Raptors have had a couple of key early season injuries. Another player for the Raptors was also hurt on that trip to South Carolina, and that's Darius Barton.
Darius Barton broke 2 fingers, and that sounds like the worst thing that happened on a baseball field. Breaking your fingers, because there's so many nerve endings there. That hurts more than just about anything that can happen to you out there.
And he was gripping a bat at the time. He was at bat. The pitcher hit him in the hand and broke 2 fingers. So that had to hurt.
Yeah, and I don't know. I look at Palin right there. He's already got hit in the face once this year, and he just got a flyby right there, like a little chin music.
Palin is a Riverdale Baptist grad. Woo. And he is taking a look at the mound. Of course, you can see the protective flap that he's wearing on his helmet.
And I wonder if this is like, not head hunting. I'm not going to say that they're head hunting, but I'm saying, wonder if this is like some kind of psychological head game with this player.
And he hit him. And he is warning him right now.
All right, looks like his umpire is not going to. He knows the rivalry between these two teams. He's not going to put up with anything. 3 pitches in a row, 2 go over his head, and 1 hit him.
Right.
So that is obvious to at least that umpire that you know, Prince George is just trying to send a message there, and he's like, okay, this ends here. We're not going to put up with anything else like that. We're not going to let this game get out of hand, which is a good idea for this umpire to do.
Great job there by Dave Lawrence. Going to establish his control of me. There's the ball, gets away, and Palin will roll into second base.
That was a pass ball right there. That was not on the pitcher, not a wild pitch. I think the catcher there, Brewer, just took his eye off the ball to check the runner before he had the ball in his glove.
Peyton Schubert at the plate for the Raptors. Peyton is, of course, your starting shortstop for the Raptors. He's out of Florida. He has a sister that lives in this area, which is why he came up here to MC.
Yes, and he's batting ninth because his bat isn't his forte. Batting is not his forte. He's already got 13 strikeouts on the season, but he's here and he plays starting shortstop because he is a very, very good defensive player.
He does have 10 walks, which there's a foul, a long way to go over there. There's a lot of foul ground in right field. There's next to none in right. I'm sorry, in right field there's a lot of foul ground. There's next to none in left.
And very little behind the plate.
So, but yeah, Peyton Schubert, this is a kid they found out about a couple of years ago. And he pokes one out into left field. It drops.
Oh.
Gets past Toe, and here comes Palin. Rounding third and scoring as Toe tried to barehand it rather than to use the mitt. And it got past him.
It's a good piece of hitting by Schubert there. Pitched low in a way that he drives. He just goes with it.
Good look here.
Low and away. He drives it to the left field. And Toe, you see right there, tries to barehand it instead of making a safe play and ends up giving up 2 bases on the error. One for the player scoring from third and one for Schubert being able to get to second base. So now we have another player on.
Nice bunt. And he's going to beat it out. Sullivan with a beautiful drag bunt. And Schubert moves into third easily. Wow, that was picture perfect.
Yeah, that was absolutely great. A bunt just in the right place. Third baseman was playing back a little bit. Has to charge in, and by the time he gets the ball in his glove, there's no chance to get the speedy runner out at first base.
And by holding the ball, the third baseman there may well have prevented a run, because I'm sure if he had gone to first, there is a balk. And that will allow Schubert to score, and that's the go-ahead run. And Sullivan moves up to second base, so he's now all of a sudden in scoring position for Rio Fabre. So a lot happening here with 2 outs, Joe. Or, I'm sorry, no outs.
No outs. No outs yet. And this is where Irizarry has had some trouble this year. Like he strikes out a lot of people. When people start putting the bat on the ball, he has trouble like getting it hit to a teammate.
And Sullivan goes into third without a throw.
Uncontested steal. Having a right-handed batter there, to block the throw probably helped. But, again, just stealing on the pitcher right there.
He had a heck of a jump. There's a fly ball to deep left field. It's going. It's off the fence, off the base of the fence. Fabre strolls into second base as Sullivan crosses home plate. And it's now 4-2 Raptors, still nobody out. And a man on second base.
The Raptors bats have woken up on Windy Hill. A nice fastball right about the letters. Goes up, Fabre goes up, gets it, hits it off the base of the fence, drives in a run right there, gets himself to second base, and the Raptors are rolling.
That brings up Will Burgess. He struck out the first time up. Fouls it right back at us.
Almost caught that one with my teeth.
Burgess went after a high one there. So the Raptors have put together a nice little rally here. They have retaken the lead and added to it. As Irizarry is clearly having some trouble this inning.
Irizarry, I mean, this is his first start of the season. I don't know if he's gone very many innings, very many pitches in any of his appearances this year. So this may be.
And that gets away.
This may be the longest he's been on the mound in any given game this year.
That ball got away, and Fabre strolls into third. So now Burgess has a man 90 feet away. 2 balls, 1 strike. Still nobody out. Anything to the outfield or the right side you would think would score a run. Fabre runs very well. He's tied for the team lead in steals. 3-1. And that's a strike.
Nice backdoor curve right there, Irizarry. Irizarry's like been struggling this inning, but he's still battling out there. He's not giving up in any way, shape, or form.
Oh no. He's had just about everything bad that can happen. There's a fly ball to deep right field. That is a no doubt about it home run for Will Burgess. The right fielder took about 3 steps and said it's gone.
That one got smoked and was out of here so quickly.
Oh, it was off the bat and out of here in no time. Will Burgess.
Second home run in the season for Burgess right there. Drives in more runs for his team. And we've gone from PG being up 2-1 to being down 6-2. With still no outs in the bottom of the second. Smoked right there.
4 hits in the inning for the Raptors.
Yeah, Neil out there in the right field camera better watch out. That one was going with high speed.
It all started with Palin getting hit by the pitch.
And I think that, again, that message that Prince George's was trying to send with those high and inside pitches, those, that chin music they were throwing right there, I think it woke up the Raptors. They maybe gotten a little angry right there, and their bats have shown it.
I could see that happening. I mean, you got a guy that was hit in the eye. It's not like he got hit in the leg or the forearm or something. He was hit in the eye, and there's action in the PG bullpen.
Anthony Cavalier,
number 22. I was hoping Anthony Cavalier would play because gotta love that last name.
If he lives up to his name, then he'll be an unconventional pitcher out there on the mound.
So Austin Grass is up. First time up, he had a single and an RBI. It was his 9th RBI of the year for Grass. And there's a good look at Dave Foster, the head coach for Prince George's.
He can't be liking what he's seeing this inning.
No, and he is he takes care of the pitchers for Prince George's. He originally started at PG 9 years ago as the pitching coach and then was promoted to head man. There's a long drive to left. And it is another home run.
Round tripper right there.
A solo shot by Austin Grass. And another one that was no doubt about it.
I think Grass just caught a hanging curve right there and banged it.
Austin Grass crosses home plate.
The Raptors are fired up. See right here, Irizarry.
Take another look.
So, little sliding curveball that stayed up, and then Grass took it a lot further up and a lot further out.
Almost out there on Germantown Road. So the Raptors came into the game with just 3 home runs on the season. Now all of a sudden they have 5. And that brings up Harold Marte again.
Okay, Irizarry is struggling with his command right here. You see Coach Dan Rasher, he's got to be happy with what his team's doing this inning.
Boy, that's for sure. They put a 6 spot up there. Marte struck out his first time. Takes it inside. Still nobody out. The Raptors with 6 runs in the inning to make it 7-2. And again, nobody out. And Irizarry loses him.
Irizarry struggling with his command right now. In the first inning, he was a lot more hitting the zone, hitting his spots on the corners. Now his pitches are either hanging and getting knocked out of the park, or they're off the plate or high. He's got to get back to like pounding the zone the way that he's capable of doing.
He's walked 4 in an inning plus. So still nobody out. The Raptors not done yet.
Irizarry came into the game having a little bit of trouble with his base on balls. He had, coming into the game, he had 7 innings pitched. He gave up 6 walks. So he's even ahead of that ratio now.
Preble is up, and he walked his first time. His 7th walk of the season. Fouls one off. 7 walks in 15 games. Got a good on-base percentage at .383.
That's what you want in this game. You can't score runs if you don't get on base.
By the way, that home run for Austin Grass, that's his 10th RBI of the season. There's a fly ball to left field. Beto moves a couple of feet, and that's it. And that's the first out of the inning.
It took a while to get that first out. The Raptors have nearly batted around this inning.
Brings up Steve Clapper. And he popped out to first base his first time up. And there's a foul. Raptors trying to bunt.
The Raptors had a hit and run on right there.
So it's a good thing he got a bat on the ball.
Well,
although it could have been, he had a heck of a jump.
Yeah, it's kind of a bunt and run right there, trying to advance the runner on the sacrifice. Trying to manufacture a run because not everybody is going to hit a home run every time they come up to the plate. So you're trying to push as many runs across the plate as they possibly can against this high-powered offense that Prince George's has.
Absolutely. There's no safe lead against the Owls, that is for sure. The Raptors will not quit until the game is over. As Clapper bunts foul. So Irizarry is now on top of the count, 0-2, just 1 out.
Clapper had 2 opportunities to try to get a sac bunt down, wasn't able to. I'm sure that's something that his coaches over there will be working on him in the cage.
Clapper's looking at that third baseman who is deep, and he gets hit. That doesn't look good.
He's in pain down there. Looks like it might have gotten him in the ankle.
So that has got to hurt. Take a look at this. Ooh, got him on the foot.
Fastball into the instep of the foot.
Yep, right on top of the instep there. And that has got to hurt.
Yeah, I don't know if he's going to be able to stay in this game. I'm sure he's going to try to walk it off, but that is a painful injury. And if you can't move, if you can't run, he's not going to be able to field.
And there's a pitching change going on now while we look at Clapper hobbling to first base. Irizarry is coming out, and the new pitcher in for Prince We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back with more Raptors baseball on MCTV. And we're back to the Rockville campus of Montgomery College. New pitcher in for Prince George's is number 22, Anthony Cavalier. Joe, what's the line on Anthony?
Anthony comes into the game with a record of 1-1. He's pitched 7 in the third innings. His ERA is pretty high up there, 18.41. He's given up 4 home runs on the season, but he also comes in striking out more than 9 per 9 innings. So he's another guy, just like Irizarry before him, who strikes out a lot of people but can give up a lot of runs as well.
And he is going to face John Palin, who led off the inning. Raptors have batted around, scored 6 runs. Palin led off the inning by being hit by a pitch, and that prompted the umpire to warn both the pitcher and the Prince George's bench that one more incident like that and somebody was going to be leaving early.
Yeah, but it also lit up the Raptors team, all their bats. And, they've now batted around with only 1 out on the board here.
Of course, the backstory there is that Palin missed a bunch of games. This is his first game back, as a matter of fact, since their trip to South Carolina, because he was hit in the eye by a pitched ball down there. And he grounds it, flies it rather, into left toe with the easy grab. So that'll be the second out.
The Raptors hit a lot of balls to the left side today. There's been 1 home run over there. There's been a double off the wall, base hits, some fly balls out there. They seem to be seeing the ball well and turning on some pitches pretty well today.
That brings up Schubert, and he walked. Actually, I checked that. He had a base hit and eventually came around to score.
Yeah, I believe Schubert is the one that scored off of the error by Toa in left field.
He did. So 2 outs now. New pitcher in for Prince George's. Bottom of the second inning. Raptors still threatening. They're on top 7-2. They've put 6 up here in the top of the second inning. 2 balls, no strikes to Schubert. And that's a strike.
Nice fastball right down the heart of the plate.
We're going to keep an eye on Steve Clapper first, who was hit in the foot right before the pitching change. We're going to see if he gets a chance to run. It looks like he's moving all right.
It looks like he shook it off. Baseball players are tough. They just rub some dirt on it, maybe a little bit tussing, and then they get back out there and keep playing.
Well, Tussin does fix everything. Another strike at the knees.
Nice low fastball right there. It seems like Cavalier is a good fastball pitcher right there, and maybe has like a little sliding curve.
There's a ground ball. It's a fair ball. And here comes Marte. Clapper running just fine.
Schubert's
Here he comes.
Schubert's going for 3.
Schubert's going for 3, and he's in there standing.
Oh.
So a hard hit triple down the first base line by Peyton Schubert, and again he turned on the ball to pull it, and 2 more on the board for the Raptors. A 2-out, 2-strike triple.
Able to pull that ball, a little inside fastball right there. Got it just inside the first base line. Pietrandrea had no chance to have anything to do with that ball right there. Adams picks it up hits the cutoff, but not able to get in time for Schubert. He's got some wheels going around to third base.
That brings Sean Sullivan up for his second time in the inning. And he bunted his way on his first time up this inning and eventually scored. Stole a base and scored. He and Sullivan pulled off, or I'm sorry, Schubert pulled off the double steal earlier this inning.
Yes, and Cavalier just did a little buzz by right there.
Another pitch inside.
Another pitch inside. I guess he's trying to back him off the plate a little bit.
Raptors really swinging the bats well here in the first game of this doubleheader. 2 home runs and a triple in this inning, and he walks Sullivan. That puts runners on the corners now, and that brings up Rio Fabre.
Fabre has already taken one to the wall out in left field. Again, the best hitter on this Raptors team.
He had a double and a stolen base and scored. So he's had a busy day already. Walked his first time up, doubled his second time up. He's got a steal as well, so and that ball, nice job there by Brewer. Saved a run for sure.
He saved the one, but the runner on first base moved over to second.
So now runners in scoring
pitch.
position for Fabre. Two stolen bases already on the day for Fabre. And there's a ground ball to third. Nice play. Marquez to first, and that ends the inning. So Prince George's finally shuts the door on the Raptors. And after 3 complete, the Raptors on top 9-2. We'll be right back with the top of the third.
Hi, I'm Tim Kirkjian with ESPN, and you're watching Raptor Baseball on MC TV.
And welcome back to the Germantown campus of Montgomery College. Michael Brown alongside Joe Thompson. We've played 2 complete here, and the Raptors up 9-2. They put an 8 spot up there in the second inning, Joe.
Yeah, there was a combination of a young pitcher in Irizarry who ran out of gas, gave up 8 runs, 6 hits, had an error in left field, had no Ks, 2 walks, and
also a hit by pitch.
And a hit by pitch. They batted around, and I think one thing we need to watch out for here is Clayton Dwyer's been sitting on that bench a long time.
And it's chilly.
And it's kind of, brisk out here today. Hopefully he kept warm in the dugout there, maybe had a little, soft toss out there.
First pitch, and he pops it up out to left field, easy out. So 1 pitch, and Austin Adams is out.
So
that's efficiency.
That is efficient, and that'll keep you in the game for a long time if you can get 1 pitch out.
That brings up Petrosino, and he grounded to third his first time up. One of a cavalcade of Owls hitting well over 300. He's hitting 417 entering the game today.
If he can keep doing that, he'll make his way to a 4-year school and or beyond pretty quickly.
I'm sure we're seeing a lot of guys out here today who are going to end up at the 4-year level. There's a ground ball to third. Schubert. Pulled him off the bag. Schubert thought he was going to I hope we get another look at that. Let's take another look at that.
Looked like Fabre should have had that play right there. It looks like he just bounced over his glove, bounced off his glove.
So Schubert did a heck of a job.
And that was a bang play, but I think the ump got it right there.
Yeah, I think he did.
Tie goes to the runner.
Yeah, I think he did. That will be a hit. So 1 out, man on first, and that brings up Beto.
Again, Toe's a big masher, and he's got somebody on base right now. He drives in lots of runs for the Prince George's team.
He grounded to second his first time up. And Dwyer's quickly ahead. No balls, 2 strikes. Ground ball to third, bobbled, throw to first, in time. Toe runs well for a big guy.
Yeah, I mean, he's a big guy, but he plays center field for them, and he can play some shortstop too. Like, he is very light on his feet. We saw him earlier in the day before the game. He's dancing next to the dugout. Like, he's very light on his feet, and he's got some wheels there. He can run. There's, Fabre, if he catch that ball cleanly, he has a chance for a double play there, but he at least got it blocked to get the 1 out.
That brings up Montero. He had a base hit his first time up, and then he was caught stealing on a nice throw from Austin Grass. Well played on all ends there by the Raptors to get that steal. And that brings up Montero.
Let's go, kid. Let's get the batter. Come on.
Oh, 2 outs, runner on second base. There's a strike on the outside corner.
Yeah, it looks like Dwyer is not in any way feeling the effects of sitting on the bench. He's still throwing cheese. He's hitting his spots. He's painting corners. He's doing a good job out there.
And that was a long inning because the Raptors scored 8 runs. There was a pitching change. Raptors had a bit of an injury when Clapper was hit by the pitch. That was probably a 15 to 20 minute inning. And he came right back out there like he'd been sitting for 5 minutes.
Yeah, it's the type of thing where you maybe want to have a little toss on the side right there just to stay warm.
Particularly on a day like this. It is chilly. It's in the 50s. A little bit of a breeze, not much, luckily.
But as the Raptors pitching coach Bob O'Connor said to me before the game, Dwyer is a bulldog. He is a battler. He is not going to back down to anybody. He's not going to let even getting cold slow him down.
Oh, he got him with a beautiful change of speed there, and that is the 3rd out of the inning as leadoff runner gets on, but Dwyer does the rest. Raptors get out of the inning unscathed. We get a good look. Boy, the bottom just dropped out of that one. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back.
New and emerging biotechnology fields require the latest advanced laboratory research techniques, and BioTrack is the premier training program in the DC region for today's elite research scientists. BioTrack has provided hands-on training to over 16,000 scientists through postgraduate level workshops, team taught by experts, active researchers from prestigious local and national institutions. BioTrack also specializes in providing customized biotechnology workshops for academic, commercial, or government institutions. BioTrack's workshops are conducted at Montgomery College's Bioscience Education Center, conveniently located within the Pinckney Innovation Complex for Science and Technology at MC's Germantown campus. This state-of-the-art facility, with its 25 labs and small class sizes, is the ideal environment for mastering courses that specialize in bioinformatics, next-generation sequencing, gene editing with CRISPR, as well as other genomic, stem cell, and immunology-related areas. For course and registration information, go to biotrack.com. BioTrack, excellence in biotechnology training.
And we're back on the Germantown campus of Montgomery College. Will Burgess leading off. Last time up, 2-run homer.
And it wasn't even close. It was gone.
And as we look at the screen there, we see that coming up day after tomorrow, April 2nd, we will be on the Rockville campus for a softball doubleheader between Montgomery College and Corning Community College. First pitch, live coverage, starts at 3 o'clock. First pitch a couple of minutes after that. And Joe and I will be there along with the rest of the hardworking Montgomery College television crew to bring you our first look of the season at the resurgent Montgomery College women's softball program.
Yeah, it's going to be a good game, and everybody can watch it on the internet on livestream.com/Montgomery College Live, as well as on their cable channels in Montgomery County.
So Burgess blasted one his first time up.
That was a no-doubter.
2 RBI, two-run homer. And he pops that one out of play. Or as Gary Thorne would say for the Orioles, that's a 2 RBI homer.
2 RBI homer.
There's a couple of us who absolutely hate that call, I got to tell you. I'm one of them.
And for those people, I say that was a 2 RBI homer. I'll see my way out.
I just don't understand saying it that way, but hey, he's with the Orioles, and
and
whatever.
At least they don't say ours bi.
Yeah, ours bi. Yeah. Will Burgess runs the count full, and he pops one out. Probably swung at ball 4 there.
Yeah, a little bit anxious. I mean, when it gets up like that, it looks like a little meatball. And
yeah,
you just
it's hard to lay off.
Can't help but take a swing.
There's a pop to left field. Beto's been busy out there, and he puts it away.
A lot of action on the left side of the field today.
That brings up Grass. He's been on, he's had hits both times up. First time up, he had a single and an RBI. Second time up, a solo home run to left field. As he and Burgess both connected back there in the second inning. As the Raptors put a crooked number on the board to go up 9-2.
With that home run, Grass boosted his RBI total to 9.
Actually 10 because he had an RBI in the first inning.
First inning, so that's 10 on the season.
So he's having a terrific day so far, plus that great throw to second base to cut down the would-be base stealer.
And that limited the damage that Prince George is able to do in that inning.
That's for sure. There's a pop-up in foul ground. That's going to be a tough chance and it falls in fair territory.
Fair or foul?
I believe I believe it's a foul.
Okay.
I never saw a definitive signal.
I didn't see a demonstrative indication right there from the umpire. Obviously the players who were standing right next to him could hear what he said, but I couldn't see it very well.
No, he never really made the overt call, and from our vantage point, it's tough to see the foul line. Kind of disappears once you get past the infield dirt. So Austin Grass behind in the count, no balls, 2 strikes. That wind is now picked up. It's going from left to right pretty strongly. They don't call this place Windy Hill for nothing. And there is a line shot into center field. It's going to fall. And Grass with his 3rd hit of the day.
Grass has really seen the ball well today, and he's got his timing down. He's really in the zone today.
That brings up Marte.
See this right here?
Marte has a single and a walk.
He's able to stay back on the curveball right there, goes up the middle with it, get back on first base.
I'm sorry. He has a strikeout and a walk. And of course, we talked about Marte in the first inning, a transfer from Prince George's to Montgomery College. And of course, he was an outstanding player for Prince George's last year. That almost hit him.
He's batted over 300 for Prince George's last year.
10 home runs, 36 runs batted in, and a big home run against the Raptors in the deciding game of the Region 20 tournament last year. So, and he flies it to center. That's a mile high and deep, but it's gathered in. Hit that ball a long way.
A long way, but he hit it to the deepest part of the park.
That brings up Preble. He's walked and he flew out the last time up.
Deep fly ball, track down out there.
Montero with the play. So 2 outs now. Bottom of the 3rd inning. And ground ball fouled on the first baseline.
The Raptors have been putting the bats on the ball today, with the exception of the first inning where they had 2 strikeouts. They've been putting the bat on the ball.
Seeing the ball well, and hitting is contagious, Joe. And I think when we're a long way from ending this ball game, but that hit by pitch with Palin seemed to like ignite the Raptors.
They opened their eyes and got their bats hot.
Now we are playing a doubleheader today, so both games will be 7 innings. There's a ground ball foul down the first baseline. Of course, at this level, there is also a, quote, 10-run rule. If one team is leading after 5 innings of play, then the ball game, by 10 or more, then the ball game is considered over.
But don't count your chickens on that one right there.
No.
They're way too much.
No.
Way too much game to be played before we get to the 5th inning, and this Prince George's team is very capable of making a comeback here.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Any team that's hitting 364 as a team is more than capable of cutting into that Raptor 9-2 lead.
Yes, and you mentioned that the wind is now blowing out to right field, so there's a good chance that that could enhance some fly balls, turn some fly balls into home runs.
Yeah, the lefty batters are probably licking their chops a little bit now. Earlier it was still, but that's unusual for up here.
As you said before, they don't call it Windy Hill for nothing.
I mean, I've been out here shooting in June when it's cold because of the wind. There's a foul ball. That's way out of play. That one may have hit observation drive. Preble making Cavalier work here. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. There's a fly ball to center field. Montero's under it, and that's the 3rd out. So we have played 3 complete, and the Raptors are on top 9-2. We'll be right back with the top of the 4th after this.
Achievement.
Success.
Life-changing.
Stepping stone.
Ellis Island.
Diverse.
Phenomenal. Magnificent.
Number 1.
Great.
Super.
It's fantastic.
Wonderful.
Awesome.
Amazing.
Helpful.
Flexible.
Awesome.
Uplifting. Welcoming.
Educative.
Affordable.
Dedicated.
Opportunity.
And we're back on the Germantown campus of Montgomery College. Clayton Dwyer back out there, of course, for the 4th inning. He's pitched very well so far, and of course the Raptors have given him a nice cushion to work with. And boy, as a starting pitcher, Joe, you got to love a 7-run lead.
Oh, you absolutely have to. How could you not like that? Dwyer came into the game with a 3.28 ERA. The 2 runs he's given up today have been unearned as well. So, like, his ERA has actually gone down, even though Prince George's has scored twice against him.
And of course, he came into the game tied for 3rd in the nation in wins with 4. There's a single into the gap, and that's going to get to the wall. And he's going for 3. Bradley motoring in there. Ooh, boy, I tell you, if that throw had not been high, he'd have been dead.
Yeah, better throw would have gotten him, but that was a ball smoked in a rope down there to right center. He turned on that pitch. Bradley knocked it way out there, all the way to the wall in the gap in right center field. Sullivan gets it, tosses it back in, but the relay throw was off, and Bradley was able to start this inning off strongly for the Owls.
And that brings up Pietrandria, who struck out his first time.
Easy for you to say.
Boy, that's a tough one. I apologize to Josh if I'm butchering it, but we didn't get a whole lot of information going into. There's a base hit, and Bradley will trot in for the 3rd run of the game for Prince George's. Just like we talked about, Joe, there's no lead safe with these Owls.
Count no chickens, because they can turn numbers on you really quickly. See right here, Pietrandria turns on that fastball, hits it right between the gap between 3rd and short, drives in a run. You see a little meeting on the mound right there. Coach Rasher is trying to calm down his team, get them back to getting some outs and moving this game along, and making sure that they don't turn around and let this lead get away from them.
So a brief visit to the mound by Dan Rasher, head coach for the Raptors.
Coach Rasher, he's been in this game a long time, so like he knows when to go out there, when to stay back, when what to say when he gets out there to calm the team down. See if it works today.
And Holden, he got on an error his first time up. There's a strike.
Yep, nice little slider right there. And Pietrandria is not really a threat to run here, so Dwyer can focus on the batter.
There's a strike, foul tip.
That one looked like a little change up right there, trying to get him out ahead of it.
And he is ahead. No balls, 2 strikes to Naquan Holden. Strike 3, outside corner. Have a seat.
Oh, excellent bit of pitching right there by Dwyer. He sets him up with 2 off-speed pitches, gets strikes on both of those, and then blows a fastball by him when he was thinking he'd throw a pitch away. He just came after him and set him down.
That brings up Brewer, and there's a ball in no man's land. No play.
Yeah, that would have been a difficult play no matter what, but Palin was playing so far back at third base that he had Fabre was playing so far back on third base, there's no chance he would have it.
That brings up Marquez. And there's a strike. So Prince George, there was something going on here. He grounded to second his first time up. 2 on, 1 out, 1 in.
There's a huge gap on the left side of the infield right now with Schubert holding the runner on second, and Fabre playing pretty close to the base at third. With a guy, again, Pietrandre, he's not really a threat to run. Don't know why they are doing that.
Ground ball foul down the first baseline. Hugged the line all the way down, but stayed foul. 2 on, 1 out, 1 run in. Top of the 4th inning. Scoreboard has thrown me off, Joe. They've already got the Raptors with no runs in the bottom of the 4th, and here we are in the top of the 4th. And that's strike 3.
High fastball right there. Marquez tried to check his swing, but couldn't hold it back.
That brings up Austin Adams.
And again, after those first 2 hits in the inning, the run that came in, Dwyer has settled down after Coach Rasher came out there and talked to him. He settled down, struck out a couple of guys now.
Adams has flown out twice to Preble and left.
And Dwyer now has 4 Ks on the day. Still throwing cheese out there.
Get on top of that.
Clayton Dwyer is a sophomore. Raptors have I want to say 6 to 8 sophomores on their roster. Very young team. There's a number. That could be trouble. Nice play there between Harold Marte and Clayton Dwyer for the 3rd out of the inning. Well played.
Yeah, exactly the way you practiced it all during spring training. You know, the first baseman fields the ball. As soon as it hits to the right side, the pitcher goes to cover first base. Textbook execution right there.
Nice little toss from Marte, and that is the 3rd out of the inning. Prince George's does pick up a run. We've played 3.5 innings. The Raptors on top 9-3. We'll be right back with the bottom of the 4th after this.
Interested in career success? Get to Montgomery College and we'll get you going. You can earn an associate's degree in only 2 years. With 3 campuses, award-winning faculty, and multiple online learning opportunities, Montgomery College will empower you to set your course and succeed. Want to pursue a bachelor's degree? If you start at MC, you can save 1/3 on total tuition costs of a 4-year program. Apply today.
And we're back to Windy Hill on the Germantown campus of Montgomery College. And Steve Clapper would have been leading off for the Raptors in the bottom of the 4th, but we see a change has been made, and Chris Amparo is coming in to replace Clapper. Of course, Clapper was hit by the pitch back in that big 2nd inning rally, and got hit on the foot.
Got hit in the instep of his foot. The reasons for this could be many. It could be because he's now so injured that he can't continue to play, or it can be, because he is another starting pitcher for this Raptors team. Maybe they want to rest him, sit him down for a little bit, let that foot heal up, so that he might be able to play in the second game.
Can't get a good look in to the Raptor bench to see if we can see anything going on there as far as treatment. But that is a development.
So Amparo's coming in. His batting average is pretty low. He's got 1 hit and 13 at-bats so far.
And he pops it up a mile high to left field. That's not going to be an easy play, but Toe gathers it in.
As he's done all game long. He's gotten a lot of putouts out there.
And that brings up Palin. And he was hit by a pitch to start that big rally back in the 2nd inning, and then he flew out his last time up.
But that hit by pitch was a huge catalyst for the Raptors. They scored 8 runs in that inning after he got hit. And that hit by pitch was after 2 other pitches that went over his head.
And that hit by pitch and the 2 previous close calls elicited a warning from home plate umpire Dave Lawrence. Swung right through that one. Now Cavalier, you got to say, Joe, has returned peace to the land here. He's done a good job since coming in the second inning. He replaced Irizarry with nobody out in the second inning. Raptors in the midst of that 8-run rally, and he's calmed things down.
He's definitely settled things down, and his ERA coming into the game was over 18. So what he's been doing here, it shows that was an anomaly. Like, this is the pitcher he really is.
And Palin swings and misses for strike 3. So 2 quick outs for the Raptors.
Change up on the inside corner right there. And Palin tried to turn on it, but it dove in on him, and he just got handcuffed by that one. Great piece of pitching there by Cavalier.
And the report we get is that they are working on Steve Clapper in the Raptor dugout, treating his foot. So hopefully it's nothing serious. Hopefully we'll see him later today.
There's a chance he would have pitched game 2. I don't know if this is going to change that or not. We'll find out after game 1 is over.
Schubert's up. He had a triple his last time up. Knocked in 2 runs. And that's in the dirt. Two balls, 1 strike.
Cavaliers definitely settled things down.
He's 2 for 2. He swings right through that. So full count now.
Cavaliers doing a great job of changing speeds, getting people, guessing on how fast that ball is going to come.
And strike 3. Tied him up on that one.
Again, change of speeds. He threw a off-speed pitch before, and then blew a fastball by him.
And we have completed 4 innings of play here on the Germantown campus of Montgomery College. The Raptors on top 9-3. We'll be right back with the top of the 5th after this.
We know you have dreams, a great job, a better life. Career success starts at Montgomery College. MC helps you get the hands-on education you need for the job you want. And you can save up to half the cost of attending other colleges. Career success. It's in your future. Start your future now at Montgomery College.
And welcome back. We are all set to start the top of the 5th, and the Raptors on top 9-3. Leading off the inning for Prince George's is number 2, Tommy Petrosino, against Clayton Dwyer. He grounded out his first time up and had a base hit and a stolen base his second time up.
And Dwyer is still firing away out there. His fastball is working for him. His slider's gotten him a lot of outs. His curveball is doing its thing. As you see right there, that's a very close pitch, but he's been very effective on the mound today.
There's a base hit to left field. So the leadoff hitter is on for Prince George's here in the top of the 5th.
All right, make sure you check out the Raptors YouTube channel at youtube.com/the Raptors MC. You'll find archives of all the broadcasts we do here at MCTV and tons of highlights. And my partner here, Michael Brown, he's a very busy guy. You'll see him out at almost every Raptors home game and even a few road games when he's not posting great highlights. And even when we're not doing the full broadcast, he's out there doing his thing.
Love doing it. Love reporting on Montgomery College, and we would love for you to subscribe to our YouTube channel.
You won't be disappointed.
You will not. There's plenty of content there. Beto up.
Grounded out in the
grounded
second
out
inning.
his first time out and grounded out his second time out. So he is 0 for 2. There's a throw to first. So the leadoff hitter is on for Prince George's here in the top of the 5th. Owls trailing the Raptors 9-3.
Petrosino's definitely a threat to run.
Got 2 stolen bases. Toe, of course, they would love to get him in scoring position, I'm sure. Let Toe do his thing. Toe, one of the best hitters on this Prince George's team. He pops that foul back. So Dwyer quickly ahead. No balls, 2 strikes.
Dwyer's been doing a good job of keeping the ball out of Bay's wheelhouse and changing up speed so he doesn't know what's coming. And that's something you really have to do against a hitter as good as Beto.
Right on the outside corner and fooled him. Strike 3.
I don't think Toe agreed with that call, but I think the ump thought it was painted right on the black.
And when you're down in the count 0-2, you got to be swinging at a pitch like that.
And again, it has a fastball that that cuts in toward a right-hand batter. He threw it. It started outside of the plate, and at the end, it tailed back in over the corner. 5 strikeouts for Clayton Dwyer right now.
And that brings up Montero. He had a base hit and a walk. I'm sorry, a strikeout. That ball gets away. Petrosino's going to motor into second.
That was strange. I don't know what happened there. I think that they got crossed up with the call right there because that was a straight pass ball. It didn't hit off his glove or anything.
And I think that's why we had the little chat on the way to the mound there to make sure they're both on the same page.
Yeah, that's the second time they've had to do that today where the catcher's call and the pitch that was thrown didn't match up.
That was Grass's second visit to the mound in the game. You know, in the major leagues, they keep track of that now because there is the limit.
Not in NJCAA.
There's a pop-up foul. It's going to be a tough play. Dwyer, unbelievable. Dwyer with a great athletic play there. Wow.
Oh, wow. He knew right as soon as the ball came off the bat that he was the only one that's going to be able to reach that ball. As soon as the pitch is thrown, it goes in the air, he takes off for it.
Look at this play. Wow.
Diving stop and immediately pops up to check the runner on second to make sure he doesn't advance.
Look at that. That's head in the game there, folks.
That's the presence right there, presence of mind to know what's going on.
Marte with no chance. He's playing too deep. And Dwyer really hopped off that mound like a cat. There's a off the fist. Fabre is there for the 3rd out. So Prince George's gets the leadoff runner on, but Clayton Dwyer shuts him down from there on out, and they are scoreless. So after 4.5 innings of play, the Raptors on top 9-3. We'll be right back with the bottom of the 5th.
Does a fine job here at Montgomery.
With over 3.2 billion people online globally, cybersecurity jobs are in high demand. Montgomery College offers instruction on the latest technology in our state-of-the-art cyber lab. Hands-on experience provides entry-level computer technicians a pathway to enter the workforce or to transfer to a four-year institution. For more information, visit montgomerycollege.edu/cyberprogram.
Interested in career success? Get to Montgomery College and we'll get you going. You can earn an associate's degree in only 2 years. With 3 campuses, award-winning faculty, and multiple online learning opportunities, Montgomery College will empower you to set your course and succeed. Want to pursue a bachelor's degree? If you start at MC, you can save 1/3 on total tuition costs of a 4-year program. Apply today.
And we're back on the Germantown campus, and the Raptors right back up at the top of the order with number 7, Sean Sullivan, leading off. He's been on base every time up, scored a couple of runs, has a stolen base. He's done just about everything.
He's done what a leadoff batter should do. He's setting the table for his teammates to drive him in by getting on base.
Had a walk, 3 stolen bases. Scored, so he has been very productive. There's a ground ball to short. Should be a routine play, and it is. So there is out number 1. 1 pitch, 1 out. And that brings up Fabre.
Petrosino just ate that one up. And an easy ground ball, pretty much right to him. Strong throw across the diamond to get the first out.
He walked and scored his first time up, had a hit and an RBI his second time up and a stolen base, and he grounded out his 3rd time up. So Fabre's been right in the middle of it as well. 2 stolen bases. Raptors have run well today.
Fabre's been in on a lot of the action today, both on the offensive side.
There's a ground ball to 3rd. Good play, long throw by Marquez for the out. Shows off a
strong arm and across the diamond right there, because he was in the deep, deep third base position right there. Had to wing it all the way across and beat him by 2 steps.
That's 2 outs.
He retreats on the ball right here and gets a good, nice big hop right there to be able to set him across and throws it right on the money.
Made that look easy. So 2 outs now, and that brings up Burgess. Burgess with a big home run earlier. There's a line drive, but it's caught.
That was an efficient inning.
Boy, that's for sure.
Petrandria. We just had his dad, Nick Petrandria, come in here and correct our pronunciation.
Petrandria. Yes. So that is the end of the 5th inning. The Raptors on top 9-3. We'll be right back with the 6th after this.
We know you have a great job, a better life. Career success starts at Montgomery College. MC helps you get the hands-on education you need for the job you want. And you can save up to half the cost of attending other colleges. Career success. It's in your future. Start your future now at Montgomery College.
And we're back on the Germantown campus of Montgomery College. Michael Brown alongside Joe Thompson. We're all set for the top half of the 6th inning. Clayton Dwyer, good look at Clayton. Didn't have much of a rest there, Joe, between innings. That was a quick inning for Montgomery College.
Well, that makes up for the 2nd inning where he sat out for so long. But back to Petrandria, we got notified by his dad, Nick. He came into our booth to make sure that we were pronouncing his name correctly. He had a friend text him who's watching on our live stream, and said we were mispronouncing his name. So we apologize to the Petrandria family for that. But I just have to say that the coaches from Prince George's didn't give us a lot of information. I'm not saying they were doing it in a mean-spirited way at all. I just think that maybe they didn't want to put out more information on their team for future opponents to have. So we didn't have a chance to talk to their coaches to get all the information, including the name pronouncers. So we usually have that, we usually do our due diligence when we can. So we are sorry again to the Petrandria family.
And Josh is up now, and yeah, it's a very important to me to be able to pronounce all these players' names correctly. My personal philosophy is a person's name is maybe their most prized possession. You want to get that pronunciation right at all costs. So again, we apologize, but again, it was kind of due to a lack of information. So anyway, we're back in action, top of the 6th, and
nice.
Boy, he went down right on I didn't even get a chance to tell you that he had a single and an RBI the last time up.
Now he's got a single RBI and a strikeout. A nice slider right there by Clayton Dwyer. He's struck out twice today.
Naquan Holden up now. It's his 3rd time up. He got on via error his first time up and scored, and he struck out his last time up. And he swings right through that one. So Dwyer quickly ahead, no balls, 2 strikes.
Dwyer has already established his fastball, the fastball that runs inside to the right-handed batters. Now he's going away from them with the slider.
And that is strike 3 on the knees, and Holden is jawing a little bit as he walks away from home plate.
Yeah, he had a little bit of a case there. There's an argument that pitch was a little bit low, but I think the way that Dwyer's been throwing today, the umpire is going to give him some questionable calls.
And there's strike 1. The pitcher's favorite pitch is strike 1. Brewer up. And he's hit by a pitch. Oh, they're saying he did not make an effort to get out of the way. I believe that's what they're saying, is that he did not make an effort to get out of the way. Here comes Prince George's head coach Foster.
Right here.
Let's take a look.
He lifts up the right leg and leans into it.
He actually leaned into the pitch.
He didn't move away from it. He leaned into it.
So good video evidence there. And there's a foul off, out of play. So Dwyer again ahead on the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, nobody on. Top of the 6th. We do want to remind you that at this level, when you play a doubleheader, as we are today, the games are 7 innings.
Brewers 2-2 on the day, 2-4-2 on the day.
And outside.
Okay, come on.
And we do want to remind you we'll be back approximately, that time, that's a hit by pitch.
Yeah.
No doubt about it on that one.
Yeah, he didn't even have a chance to try to lean into it or get out of the way or do anything. That was legit right there.
That was a fastball that got away from Dwyer. There's no way he wants to hit a man with nobody on, 2 outs, and ahead by 6. So that brings up Marquez. And he is 0 for 3. And he grounds it to the first baseman. Marte with the play for the out. And the Raptors get out of that one with no damage. So we have played 5.5 innings. The Raptors are up 9-3, and we'll be right back with the bottom of the 6th after this.
Don't forget, we still selling these baseball.
welcome back to the Rockville campus of Montgomery. Here I go again with Rockville campus. I work on Rockville campus, folks. We are in the Germantown campus of Montgomery College, and we are all set to start the bottom half of the 6th inning. And Mr. Cavalier is doing quite a job for the Prince George's Owls. He has shut the Raptors down. The problem is there's an 8 spot up there on the second inning for the Raptors, as they are on top 9-3. And just want to remind you, this is a doubleheader today, so we will be right back approximately 30 minutes after the conclusion of this one with Game 2. Joe and I will be here for all the action of Game 2 between the Raptors and the Prince George's Owls.
It'll be a continuation of this great rivalry between two of the top teams in NJCAA Region 20. You people out there, you probably don't want to miss it.
Austin Grass is having a heck of a day so far. He's 3 for 3. He's got a home run. He's got 3 RBIs. He's been the player of the game so far in terms of offense. Of course, Clayton Dwyer has been the man on the mound so far. Now, we understand that there is action in the Raptor bullpen. Number 30, Joe Daly, is warming up out there, and he is the closer for Montgomery College.
Yeah, Joe Daly is coming in to this game having pitched 5 innings and has an ERA of goose egg.
So this could be a good spot for him. It would not be a save opportunity, but they want to get him some work. The Raptors have had both teams have had a crazy early season. Raptors have had 9 or 10 postponements, reschedules, cancellations, crazy weather. They have yet to play a game where the temperature was over 60 degrees. I'm not sure about today. We'll have to get a reading from our weatherman, Dan Rankin, later in the game. He'll be giving us the Insta weather coming up.
And full count.
So
ball
Grass,
in the dirt for Grass right there and gets first base.
He keeps his perfect day going.
Let's go, Twos.
And that brings up Marte.
Yeah, I'm sure Marte would love to do some damage against his former team.
Oh, wouldn't he? Wouldn't he? You wonder if he's trying a little bit too hard today. Again, going back to that story, Harold Marte, along with Mike Hovermill, both starred for Prince George's last year, and then after Prince George's went to the World Series last summer, they transferred to Montgomery College. And he hits a fly ball out to right field, but should be an easy out, and it is. That's the first out of the inning. Grass stays at first.
Can of corn out there for Austin Adams.
Right fielder only took a couple of stops. Preble is 0 for 2 with a walk. And there's a good look at Joe Daly. He's getting loose. He's not, as you can see, he's not on the rubber just yet.
Daly, the redshirt closer.
There's a line drive off the glove of the first baseman out into left. Grass is going to motor into third base as Preble with the base hit to right field.
Yeah, went right off the top of the glove of Petrandria out there. If he were an inch or two taller, that would have been a double play.
And he's a tall dude. So that ball was hit hard. He didn't really even have time to jump. It was hit so hard. So that brings up number 15, Chris Amparo. He came in for John Palin, who was hit. I'm sorry, he came in for Steve Clapper, who was hit in the foot by a pitch. Stayed in for an inning, and then the Raptors took him out. We're wondering, hoping it's not serious. But the word we got was that Clapper was supposed to be the starting pitcher in the second game for the Raptors, so we're wondering if that hit by pitch will maybe change some plans.
I would not be surprised if Preble doesn't steal right here.
And he's off. And no throw.
That gets rid of the threat of the double play right there.
And he clearly stole that on Cavalier.
And I'm going to go right after this game and play the lottery if I can call it like that.
I'll tell you. Boy, you had that one sniffed out. There's a ball hit hard to left,
like
toe
RBI.
over. He grabs it in the gap. Covers a lot of ground, but here comes Grass with the 10th run of the game. So a sac fly for Amparo gets the job done as Austin Grass easily crosses the plate on a well-hit ball there by Amparo.
Amparo takes the high fastball and does the best that he can. He wasn't able to muscle it out of the stadium, but he hits it far enough to drive in a run. Just what any good coach would want him to do.
So gets that 10th run across, adds to the Raptor lead. That brings up Palin. Man on second, 2 outs. And there's a foul pop, and it's just out of play. All right, so Palin was hit by a pitch. He flew out, and he struck out.
And Palin's somebody who's been out for so long. I'm sure his timing's off. And the only thing he's going to help that is just getting more playing time, getting more at bats.
Casius joined us late. John Palin was hit by a pitch in the eye on the Raptors' trip to Myrtle Beach 2-3 weeks ago. And this is his first game back since that unfortunate injury. And if you can tell, he's wearing a batting helmet with a protective flap, trying to protect that orbital bone. Takes it high.
Yeah, he hasn't he hasn't been shy to kind of creep in on the plate.
No, he hasn't. There's the protective flap we were talking about, and it really does cover a good portion of that side of his face.
Whether that's needed because he's still somewhat injured, or whether it's just precautionary,
pop up,
or psychological.
Down the right field line. Oh, it fell.
No.
Oh, he held on to it. It fell to the ground. And a run scored. 2 runs score. I'm sorry, one run scores.
One run scores.
Let's get a look at that. There was a collision there down the right field line. I knew it was going to be trouble. You could just see it.
And nobody's calling anybody else off.
Nope, and the
and
ball came out.
The ball pops out of Petrandria's glove right there.
Yep, he tried to.
He tried to sell it.
Yeah, he tried to sell it.
He tried to sell it, but the umpires were not buying.
We give him an A for effort there.
Hey, you do what you can.
And that scores a run. And now the Raptors up 11-3. And that brings up Schubert. Schubert's had a good day. He's been right in the mix of things all day long. Raptors up now by 8. 2 outs. Ball outside. Again, at this level, there is a 10-run rule.
And Schubert had a hit in the first, a hit in the second. He scored in the first, and he struck out in the fourth.
Fouls it off. So he got off to a slow start this year, but it looks like based on today's results, things are picking up for Peyton.
Yeah, he's got 2 RBI today. He's driving in runs. He's got somebody on first right here. And Schubert.
Go Peyton. Come on now.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Man on first is Palin. Schubert at the plate. Way outside. Cavalier's thrown quite a few pitches.
Yeah, he's done a great job in long relief here.
He really has.
After Irizarry just, imploded in the second inning.
PG head coach Foster's got to be pleased with this outing. he had to be thinking, oh man, how deep am I going to go into the pen? And when Irizarry didn't even get out of the second inning, didn't even get an out in the second inning.
No, he did not. He made it through the first pretty well, but the second inning, he just could not find the strike zone, and when on rare occasion that he did, the ball went out of the yard.
So Sullivan now has a walk. He on through a bunt. There's another bunt, and he is going to be safe, and all runners are safe. So the bases are loaded now. And the Raptors are actually a 2-run hit from walking this off with the 10-run rule.
And they've got their best hitter, Rayo Farbre, coming to the plate right now. With his beautiful bunt right here, perfectly placed. No chance for third baseman there. He holds the ball smartly. Keep the runner at third.
Yeah, Marquez was playing deep. There's a foul ball out of play. Fabre has had a tremendous game. Dan Rasher tells me he attacks the baseball. There's a strike. So Cavaliers on top. No balls, 2 strikes.
Got to be careful not to throw wild pitches here.
Fouls it back.
You have an 0-2 count. Sometimes pitchers would like to throw a little junk ball to get a batter to chase, but with someone at third, you don't want to get past the catcher.
There's a pop-up. And right at the plate, and for the third out. So the Raptors do pick up 2 more runs to add to their lead, and after 6 complete innings of play, the Raptors are up 11-3. We're going to keep it right here. As this potentially the end of the ball game coming up here, as the Raptors up 11-3. This is the top of the 7th, and unless Prince George's has a heck of a rally, we are going to have a Raptors win here at the in the first game of the doubleheader.
And you see Clayton Dwyer's back on the mound again.
He
He's
is.
going to try to finish the game, throw a complete game, save Daly, hopefully for game 2.
So Dwyer, with a chance to get his first complete game of the year, I believe.
No, this will be his second complete game of the year.
I stand corrected. This would be his second complete game of the year. That's why I have Joe with me. Joe keeps me honest.
That and because of comedy relief.
So Clayton Dwyer on the cusp of a complete game. But again, we want to emphasize, no game with Prince George's is over until it's over. To quote,
not until you get that last out.
Nope, it ain't over till it's over.
Not with the big boppers on this squad.
Nope. And not when you've got the leadoff hitter, Austin Adams, starting things out. He's 0 for 3, however, on the day. Dwyer has just been dealing all game.
Dwyer is still painting corners, just like it was first inning.
So Austin Adams leading off, top of the 7th inning.
Little fastball outside right there. Grass tried to frame it, but the umpire wasn't going for it.
There's a ground ball to short,
Oh.
and he gets through. That's not the kind of play Dan Rasher wants to see to start the inning off here. So an error on the Raptors, and that puts Adams on first and brings up Petrosino.
Yeah, see, and Coach Rasher said that Schubert was the type of guy who makes the routine play consistently. He's right there for whatever reason. He just didn't keep his glove down to catch that ball.
And here comes Clayton Dwyer, and what an outing for the sophomore.
He had an excellent game. He just kept fighting right there.
And
shut down a really potent offense all day today.
He sure did. And boy, he just had command of the game. Even in that first inning when he gave up a run, or I'm sorry, the top of the second when he gave up 2 runs, you never really felt like he was losing command.
No, and the only reason he gave up those 2 runs was because of an error. Like
That's right.
Those are 2 unearned runs.
That's right.
Don't go against his ERA. Otherwise, he'd be a 1 earned run day.
That brings in the Raptors' designated closer, Joe Daly. And Joe, his numbers are impressive.
Joe Daly is 1-0 in the season. He's got a save in 5 innings. He's only giving up 1 hit in those 5 innings. He's got 5 strikeouts and a 0 ERA.
So he is he's the man for the job. Talking to Dan Rasher about him, and he told me that they tried the closer role along with this guy. He's starting to pick it up. He's starting to enjoy it.
Yeah. He comes into the game. He's got a mid to upper 80s fastball. He had some command problems earlier in the season, in last year, but he's gotten over those command problems, and he's become a very reliable late inning guy. He's got along with a fastball, he's got a changeup and kind of a slider curve hybrid that he uses as his out pitch. So we'll see, if he is on his game today to go against the heart of this Owl lineup here.
Well, and that is very true. He is facing the heart of the Owls lineup. Adams, of course, got on base to start the inning via an error, and now he's got to face number 10, Beto, and that's a tall order.
I think he's got to hit Petrosino first before he gets to Toe, but he's got to get them both to get out of this game.
And he doesn't quite come over the top with his delivery, Joe. A little bit of a 3/4 sidearm.
Yeah, and that gives a little bit more movement, more kind of down and sideward movement to his breaking pitches. And so Tommy Petrosino Jr. is coming to the plate. The man on first to face Joe Daly.
So Petrosino up. Man on, nobody out. Top of the 7th. And again, to remind you, in NJCAA, there's a line drive base hit into the gap in right field. It's cut off and bobbled. Throw is in. Runner holds at third. That's Adams. So Petrosino with a single. That puts 2 runners on for Beto. And as we've been warning all game, no lead is safe with this Prince George's offense.
So you got 2 on, and you have the best hitter on the squad for the Owls here, Beto. He's been quiet today, but he can easily chop this lead up.
Oh, he can put a big dent in this lead here with 1 swing, and he is more than capable of doing that. Very effective against the Raptors last season, particularly in the Region 20 tournament. But Daly starts him out with a strike.
So fastballs, not afraid to challenge Beto here.
Runners on the corners. Beto 0 for 3 for the day. Fouls it back, so Daly quickly ahead, 2 strikes.
And I think this is where he likes to use that sliding curveball. He sets him up with some fastballs, gets him down 2 strikes, and then throws that little diving slurve.
There's a ground ball up the middle. Out at second, throw to first. Safe at first.
Safe at first, so run scores.
So the run does score on a fielder's choice. That'll be an RBI for Beto. And it makes it 11-4 now. And that brings up Alexander Montero. We'll get another look at that one.
And he throws that slurve right there. Toes to be able to stay back, but not really get any oomph on the ball, which means that with his speed, he's able to beat it out on the way to first.
Good throw, might have had him. As Marte was definitely pulled off the base. Good call by the umpire.
So Montero's up at the bat now.
Man on first. One out now. Raptors up 11-4. There's a line drive. Caught by Schubert. Double play. Ball game over. Just like that. Boom, boom, boom. The Raptors take the game one of the doubleheader, 11-4. Clayton Dwyer, here we go. Let's take a look at that.
That's right, line shot there, but this is what Joe Daly's there for. Schubert catches it, nice toss to first, gets Marte, and game is over. And a well-played, well-pitched game for the Raptors today.
Yeah, Dan Rasher and the Raptors have got to be very happy with this win. Clayton Dwyer, tremendous job on the hill there to get the win. It's his 5th win of the season, and the Raptors just roll right through there to take this one 11-4. And, you know, the story of this game, Joe, the second inning.
The second inning, absolutely. The 8 runs that the Raptors were able to score off of Irizarry just blew this game right open, and then you have Clayton Dwyer just shutting them down the rest of the game, and Joe Daly coming in to finish it off for the Raptors.
A couple of long balls for the Raptors from Austin Grass and Will Burgess, and a well-pitched game by Clayton Dwyer as we get another look at Clayton. And the Raptors take game one of the doubleheader, and don't go anywhere, folks, because we're going to be right back with game 2 approximately 25 minutes from now. We're looking forward to it. Second game of our doubleheader coming right up, and you're watching Montgomery College Baseball on MC TV.